There's an auctionable and tradable 90 plus overall Ultimate Legend player pack, which I want you to claim today for free. Now, Say family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your day. And without further ado, let's get it started. Now, the pack we're going to be earning is something I haven't seen a lot of people talking about on YouTube, but there's 4 steps we got to follow to get it. Now, as you guys can see, when we take a look at the new Ultimate Legend Field Pass in Madden 24, and we take a look at the rewards tab, you can get to level number 6 today, and level number 6 is a 90 plus auctionable and tradable Ultimate Legend player. Now, you might be watching this like, Swift, a 90 plus overall isn't that amazing. Well, boys, if we take a look at some of the past field passes in this game, if we take a look at, say, this Legend Field Pass, you guys will remember that the free pack you got at the end here was pretty overpowered. And even though it didn't look that amazing at the time, the pulls were very solid out of it. So let's get started by talking about what you need to do to get this Ultimate Legend Pass completed, because there are 5 different missions to follow in here, some of which are kind of confusing, and some of which I've got a specific method for. Now, the first mission, which is an absolute layup, we're just hitting a right-handed finger roll right here, is earning 25 stars in Ultimate Legend challenges. And on the topic of a little finger roll, boys, on the screen right here are some of the underdog fantasy picks I posted yesterday for the 3-point contest. Get the brooms out, because we hit every single one of them with $220 wins for a total of $240 in wins. Now, if you want to check out the place where I made those picks, it's called Underdog Fantasy. I will leave it linked down below in the description. You can basically make picks on any NBA event or any NBA game. Today is the All-Star game, and you better believe we're going to try and win more money. So if you don't want to miss out on the All-Star game picks, I'm going to leave Underdog linked down below in the description. If you sign up today using my promo code, which is code SWIFT, you're going to get LeBron James's line set to 0.5 points. If he scores 1 point or more in the game today, which we all know he's going to do, you're winning that line, and you can combine that with other picks to get 1 free square. So check it out. I'll leave it linked in the description, and let's get back to the video and start it off with step number 1 of this field pass, which is going through and playing the Ultimate Legend solos. This is probably the most simple and the most boring part of this video, but you got to play 25 of these challenges. Last night I got on while I was just chilling and played through these. They're not that difficult. I will say the last solo in each sequence is a win game solo, which is kind of annoying, but it does start you off in the 4th quarter, and it does start you off with the football, so you can go through, chew that clock out, and win the game very easily. So step number 1, get 25 stars in solos, which honestly is something you should be doing anyways. Next up, let's talk about step number 2, which is a little more complicated. Now, as you guys can see, when we take a look at this Ultimate Legend Field Pass right here, you're going to notice that the missions are a little bit weird. It says obtain a rookie Ultimate Legend player, a dynamic Ultimate Legend player, an epic Ultimate Legend player, and a veteran Ultimate Legend. Now, what does this mean? Well, basically what it's telling you to do is to go through and get an 87, 90, 93, as well as 96 overall Ultimate Legend. And you might be thinking, but Swift, that's a lot of coins. You said this was free. Well, you don't need to use that card on your team. You basically got to buy the card on the auction block, have it in your binder for like 2 seconds, and then sell it off. And with the methods I'm going to show you in this video, you can actually make coins by doing that. Let me talk about it. Now, we're going to start this off by getting the 2 highest overall versions of Ultimate Legend. So the 96 and the 93. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, boys, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to complete a 96 overall Ultimate Legend set. Now, the reason why I suggest that is because right now you can literally go through and make coins while doing these. So not only are we going to obtain the 93 because we got to get a 93 overall player to do this set, but we're also going to be going through and getting a 96 overall player when we complete it. That'll knock out both the missions and it'll make us coins. Now, which set do you want to do and how do you want to complete these sets? Well, as you guys can see, to do these sets, you got to get 2 random 93 overall players, which really can allow you to buy any 93 in the auction block. And then you got to get 2 93 overall players that are player specific. So say, for example, I wanted Gene Upshaw right here. I would need Gene Upshaw's 2 93s. To buy Madden 24 coins for the cheapest price on the internet, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link in the description and use promo code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Now, which set should you be looking to do? Well, let's take a look at prices and see which 96s are the most expensive. Ideally, we're looking for a player that's about like 550k or more. And I think in terms of what I was looking at, wide receiver Steve Smith is selling for a nice price, 570 right here for that card. That's not bad at all. I think strong safety Darren Woodson is selling for a nice price as well. He's 570. And then Antonio Cromartie, I believe, is the most expensive player right here. He's the cornerback, and he's going for like 625. That's awesome. So now that we know that information, we kind of know which sets we're going to be focusing on, and we got to start it off by buying 93 overall players. Now, as I said before, there's 3 random 93s that are needed, and then there's 2 player-specific 93s. Now, in terms of the random 93s, you're trying to find these cards at about 100,000 coins if possible. The NFL Honors 93s are your best bet for that. As you guys can see right here, on the first refresh, we see them at 105. I bought 3 cards at 100k, so very easily, that's 300k in spend. Then next up, we also got to pick up our Ultimate Legend 93 overall players. As you guys will see right here, these are selling for a pretty similar price. Some of the ones that are more wanted are a little bit more expensive. So right here, if we wanted to get the Steve Smith set done, we'd have to buy the cornerback Steve Smith card. If we wanted to get the Darren Woodson set done, we'd have to buy the wide receiver Darren Woodson. And then in terms of the most desirable player, that of course is going to be Antonio Cromartie, but I'm not gonna lie, this Antonio Cromartie running back card is a little bit expensive. He's selling for 142k, so I think realistically, your best bet is either doing the Steve Smith set or the Darren Woodson set. As you guys can see, Steve Smith sells at about 100,000 coins, so we can go through, spend 100k on every single player we got to get. That's 500k in spend, and then we just saw Steve Smith is selling for 570k, so we're actually making some profit. Now again, once you buy this 93 overall card, this Steve Smith card, who's going into that set, you guys need to make sure that the mission says it's been completed, because sometimes you'll buy this 93 and it won't say the mission's completed. What I recommend you do is click view item, click like add to set, just kind of click around on this player so EA Sports knows you've got the card in your binder, because sometimes it doesn't register. And yeah, this is kind of what I mean right here. If we go to Ultimate Legends, let's see if this is tracking. We got to make sure it's tracked. As you guys will see, it has tracked. Okay, it says we got our Veteran Ultimate Legend, or the Dynamic Ultimate Legend, sorry. That's what we needed. So now that we've done that, we spent 500,000 coins on this Steve Smith set. We're going to complete the Steve Smith, and we're going to sell the card for more than 500k. So very simply, we're going back to our sets. We just dropped 500k on this one. We're selling the card for 570, and we're going to knock this Steve Smitty set out. Get the 96 overall player. Be sure the mission tracks. Again, be sure the mission is tracking, because you don't want to go through here and have to do this twice. Well, you actually could do it twice. It's not really the worst thing in the world. You're making coins as you're doing this. So we get Steve Smith. We're just going to click around for a second, make sure this tracks, go to the field pass, make sure we're good. Now, once we've done that, the field pass isn't going to be completed because you still need the 87 and the 90 overall player. We'll talk about how we can get those cards in just a second, but let's just make sure this tracked in the pass. Now, simply enough, we sell off the Steve Smith card. We saw that he was selling for 570k just a second ago in this video. And in terms of recent sales, yes, we can sell him for over 550, sold for 590 0 minutes ago. That is awesome. That would be easy profit. We'll put him up for 565 right here, or like 570, because I want him to sell kind of quickly, and we're still making profit. Now, next up, boys, you also need to get an 87 and a 90 OVR legend player. How are we going to do that? Well, really, all I'm going to suggest you guys do is to just snipe these cards. You can buy an 87 at a price that is less than you can sell the player for, and then you can simply enough just resell that card on the auction block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter it down right here. You guys will see we can probably buy Ozzie Newsome at a nice price. We can buy this card. If we refresh on this filter, I'm sure we can buy this card at a nice number. 7k right here isn't the worst deal in the world. We'll get this player, we'll sell him back off at probably like 8k, maybe make a little bit of coins, but really all I'm doing this for is to get progress on the mission. And then you would basically just rinse and repeat that with the 90 overall player. It's pretty simple. So this Ozzie Newsome, we're going to make sure the mission tracks, then we'll sell off the player. Again, be sure you are making sure the missions track. We also would do the exact same thing with the 90. You'd basically just refresh on this filter. Try and find the card at about like 2,000 less than he seems to be going for. So if we found this card at about like 25k, I think that would be a nice number. As you guys can see, 25 for Steve Smith. We could buy this, but I could buy that card at 25, resell him at 27. Just like that, we wouldn't really lose any coins, and we would get the mission completed. Okay, so now we have officially knocked out this field pass, and we're going to be getting the 90 plus overall ultimate legend player pack. Let's see what we can pull, boys. It should be working right here in the background. It looks like our Steve Smith sold off. I believe when I click R1, the pack is automatically going to open. I just want to say really quickly, if you want more Madden Ultimate Team tips and tricks, scroll down and hit that red subscribe button, because I post daily Madden Ultimate Team tips. So stay on the lookout for that by hitting that sub button. It is free. You can unsub at any time if you're not enjoying the content. When we click R1, we're going to see what we pulled. A 93 plus would be awesome. The card is going to be... Okay, we got to open the pack up individually, but we did sell off the Steve Smith for 509, so right there, again, we break even. Now, the 90 plus overall Ultimate Legend player, I've seen this pack look pretty decent on Twitter, but let's see how well it's going to do. It's probably going to give us a 90, but a 96 would be awesome. A 93 would be super ideal as well. It's going to be showing us, boys, a 90 overall Terrell Suggs. So at the end of the day, it's a chance of getting something better, and I guarantee you, for a lot of people watching this video, you are going to pull stuff better than a 90, but this is worth doing. Like, as you guys can see, with the steps I showed you in this video, you can open this pack up for free. Like, it's not that hard to go through, follow each of those steps, and not really lose out on any coins. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. Have a wonderful day. Love y'all so much for the support, and I'm out, boys. Peace.